Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. Do your friends envy your hi-fi system and because of that outcast you? So this is a real story that we're not talking so much about in the hi-fi community, but especially where I live in my small northern country, the government tries to like put everybody in the same box. You know, the guys at the top, in the middle, to kind of normalize everything in the country. And I think that we also generally do this more and more in the world, that where we look a bit down on people who perhaps have a bit more than us. And it can get a bit annoying having to deal with friends, colleagues, situations like that where they kind of outcast you because of you were able to get some special equipment, a special car, whatever. And I think that this especially happens in small countries, where people just envy you. And it needs to be said, because you can't just share pictures of your setup with everybody in the world. Someone will hate you. And if you just share pictures and information with colleagues that aren't really that close to you and friends that aren't really that close to you, it can easily work against you. If it's colleagues, they could be working, literally against you at work and talking bad about you behind your back. And I'm just here to tell you that it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing that goes on in this world. It's the thing that we want to kind of ignore, but it does exist. It is a real thing. So, and I think that, you could introduce like your fancy new turntable to someone at work who can't even, pay for a proper meal, and they'll probably look at it and try to admire it and go like, wow. But later on they'll sometimes talk bad about you, and I just want to tell people that it's not safe showing everybody what it is that you own, because they will hate you for it. It's a simple human mechanism, and it's understandable because there are a lot of people that aren't, for some reason, able to appreciate other people getting stuff. I remember my hi-fi friend, when he got his Yamaha Uptown Audio Isoregent box, he hadn't been able to find it for 3 months. He finally found it because a friend accidentally hid it at his place. And he got so excited and sent me all these messages, and I was just truly ecstatic, And that's even though this wasn't my sound, I was just so happy for him. But that's the kind of person that I am, I really enjoy people having a good time with their thing, going through the struggle and then building up and getting something that's better. It takes quite a grown-up person to really admire someone, who gets something that's better than themselves. I've seen, two of my friends deal with equipment that I've never ever, I know I'm just never ever going to be able to own. But I can still feel in my heart that, the love and the admiration, and just knowing that they got what they wanted, and just looking at them, really enjoying it, it just warms my heart, And I think that if the world could also do this, if the world could appreciate other people also having riches, I think we would be better off in this world, Um, I really think so. But I've also heard some weird stories like down here where guy I won't mention, I think he was visiting a friend, and he accidentally insulted the friend's sound equipment. And then they went over to his place, and it sounded a lot better. So he was right, and the friend just freaked out and almost, I think, just went home or something like that. I also did it once accidentally at a friend's place. I had visited him probably 20, 25 times. And that last time I visited him, it sounded so much worse than all the other times I was there. And I just couldn't shut my mouth. I just couldn't stop saying that, man, this isn't as good as it was previously. Isn't that right? And I also pressed some buttons that I shouldn't have, you know. But again, I think it's important, you know, saying these things in a constructive way to people that you really know, because sometimes, yeah, you know, it's like a never-ending cycle. Things just have to get worse in order to get better. We can't just keep on living on the good flow where everything's just fantastically fantastic, you know. That's also what makes stuff become enjoyable, and going through all the hardship in life. So yeah, I made a mistake. I wouldn't say I super insulted a friend's hi-fi system, but it was really bad. And I had a hard time identifying anything that was really good for the sound. And of course, you know, he kind of shunned me out for like a year. And after that, we became close friends again. But yeah, it happens sometimes, you know. So, and you also have to be honest with your friends, because sometimes they make some really bad mistakes, and then you have to say that, you know, that cable there destroyed your sound. I don't think it was a good upgrade you made, and yeah, I'm sorry you had to use $5,000 on that cable, but it doesn't fit your system, even though it's a good cable. And you have to sometimes tell your friends these things, you know, even though they don't want to listen. And I've also been told these things several times, and it's actually, in the end, it's good advice. You just have to be able to be man enough to take it. So yeah, tough to deal with. And I also recognize the faults of my system, you know, and I know exactly how to attack that problem. As soon as I get some money, I will deal with that. I know exactly where to fix it. Ironically, now that I don't have any money, because beforehand I was just trying, you know, everything to the right and left, and I didn't know, and I had a bit of money here and there, but now it's the opposite. So, oh yeah, it's funny how life works out. But yeah, just be aware that, you know, there could be people at work envying your system, working against you, and people who you think are your friends that aren't really your friends. So be aware of that. Just know that that is a real thing. And having said that, remember to like and subscribe if it's possible. Have a nice day.